Okay, today you're going to be reviewing just multiplying and dividing fractions. Now, when I talk fractions, I just mean a fraction or maybe a whole number, but no mixed numbers today. So today will seem a little bit easier. And then when you get back from break, we'll do some more reviewing and include those mixed numbers into them. Now, if you had notes, you can use the notes on the test. So I encourage you to use your notes on your review. Multiplying fractions is basically numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator, and then you simplify. And for most of us, this is the hardest part, that simplifying piece. That is the most difficult component to this. When you divide fractions, you have to multiply times the reciprocal. So you're going to flip the second fraction, and then you're going to go back to multiplying numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator. Remember, we're never actually dividing when we divide fractions. And of course, we have to simplify on that one too. So this is the basics. The only difference between multiplying fractions and dividing fractions is the reciprocal piece when you flip that second fraction. So let's just try multiplying two fractions. So I'm going to multiply 3/4 times 2/5. All right. Once again, I'm multiplying numerator times numerator. 3 times 2 is 6. Denominator times denominator. 4 times 5 is 20. I can simplify this one. And I like to use the word reduce when we're not making an improper fraction into a mixed number. And this is not improper. This fraction is not improper. So all we're going to do is reduce it. When we reduce a fraction, we divide by the same number to make it smaller. So what number goes into both 6 and 20? The number 2, we can divide both by 2. They're even numbers, right? 6 divided by 2 is 3, and 20 divided by 2 is 10. And so my final answer is going to be 3/10. Now let's say I'm dividing these two fractions. Same fractions, 3/4, but I'm dividing by 2/5. Now I'm looking at my notes over here. Here's where I'm going to go with this one. I'm going to do the 3/4, but instead of dividing, I'm going to multiply by its reciprocal. That means flipping it. And you only flip the second one. 3 times 5 is 15. And 4 times 2 is 8. Now I have an improper fraction. Up here, I had a proper fraction, but it just needed to be reduced. This one's improper. That needs to be turned into a mixed number. To do that, I use division a different way. I put the numerator in the house and the denominator on the outside. 8 goes into 15 one whole time, and the remainder is 7. This turns into a mixed number. The 1 whole time that it went in is its whole number. The remainder is the new numerator, and the 8, which was the denominator, stays the same. I call it the family name. They are 8s. 1 and 7/8. Now I can't divide any of these by anything to make them more simple or reduced. They already are. So my final answer is going to be 1 and 7/8. Please be aware of the difference in these. When you get your answers today, the first question you should ask is it improper? Is my answer an improper fraction? If it is, you need to turn it into a mixed number. If it isn't, you need to look and see if you can reduce it. Sometimes fractions cannot be reduced, right? So if I had the fraction, for example, 7/8, I can't reduce that. There's nothing I can divide those by to make it smaller. So be careful and mindful when you're doing your simplifying. And think about that one question, is it improper? And today you're going to get red and green dots when you do your assignment. So if it turns green, it's correct. But if it's red, it's incorrect. If you do this on paper, you can go back and find your mistake. And I'd say write all of this out just in case you made just a teeny tiny mistake. All you'd have to do is find that and fix it. And then your dot will turn green after you fix your mistake. All right.